Wars have shaped the course of history, leaving indelible marks on nations, societies, and most crucially, the human psyche. The echoes of conflict resonate long after gunfire ceases, manifesting in profound and often devastating ways within those who have witnessed its horrors. Today, we'll explore the deep impact war has on the human mind, an exploration into the shadows cast by battles across the globe and across time. Since the dawn of civilization, wars have been waged for power, territory, and survival. Yet beneath these grand narratives lie the silent stories of individuals, stories of soldiers on the front line, civilians caught in the crossfire, and families torn apart. These are the stories that shape the psychological landscape of conflict. One cannot discuss the psychological impact of war without mentioning the term post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. While this condition now enjoys widespread recognition, it wasn't until the 1980s that it was officially acknowledged by medical establishments. Before this, traumatized veterans were labeled as suffering from shell shock or combat fatigue. PTSD is now recognized as a severe psychological condition that many soldiers and victims of war endure, characterized by flashbacks, severe anxiety, and uncontrollable thoughts about the traumatic event. But what causes such deep psychological scars? It's believed that the extreme stress and trauma experienced during combat shatter the mental frameworks individuals use to navigate life. Witnessing death, sustaining injuries, being under constant threat. These experiences are beyond normal human experience. They disrupt one's sense of safety, trust, and reality. The brain, in its attempt to process such overwhelming realities, sometimes traps individuals in their memories, causing them to relive their trauma repeatedly. While soldiers might be the most obvious victims of war's psychological toll, they are not alone. Civilians living in war zones often experience equal, if not more, severe trauma. Imagine a child growing up amidst bombing raids, or a family fleeing from their home due to a sudden invasion. Such experiences embed fear, anxiety, and loss into the psyche, influencing not only the current generation, but potentially those that follow. War-induced psychological conditions can also morph into social issues, cascading through communities and generations. For instance, increased domestic violence, substance abuse, and chronic depression are prevalent in post-war societies. Families of veterans and affected civilians may experience secondary traumatization, where dealing with the mental health struggles of their loved ones becomes a source of personal distress. Moreover, the societal impact of war on mental health often goes hand in hand with stigma and silence. In many cultures, discussing mental health remains taboo, preventing individuals from seeking help. This silence can perpetuate the cycle of trauma, causing mental health issues to fester unchecked. It wasn't until recent years, with growing awareness around mental health advocacy, that more resources and support systems have been put in place to address these issues directly. Beyond the tangible and psychological damage, war leaves us with philosophical reflections on the nature of conflict and humanity's penchant for destruction. How does one reconcile the beauty of human creativity with our history of destruction? How do societies nurture peace in the aftermath of conflict? Addressing war's psychological impact requires more than treatment. It demands comprehensive strategies, embracing awareness, education, and empathy. Creating safe spaces for dialogue, recognizing the psychological wounds inflicted by wars alongside physical ones, and rebuilding with mental wellness in mind are vital steps towards healing individuals and societies. In conclusion, the echoes of conflict leave a mental imprint as significant as any physical ruin. Understanding the impact of war on the human psyche is a critical step toward healing and avoiding the repetition of history's mistakes. As we reflect on these somber stories, let us also embrace the hope of resilience, the innate human capacity to recover and build anew, despite the shadows left by war. After all, while the scars of war may be deep, the resolve to heal and make peace is an enduring testament to the strength of the human spirit.